Welcome back. Memorial Day is coming up and there is plenty to do in the Metro. At Living History Farms, you can step back in time to see how baseball was played back in 1876. Elizabeth Sidrell is the Marketing and Communications Director at Living History Farms. Elizabeth, we're going back in time. Tell us what era we're in and what's happening.
Well, our town of Walnut Hill is set in the year 1876, and that's an important thing to remember this weekend because we're holding an event that's an invitation to consider Memorial Day as more than just a Monday off of school or work. Memorial Day originally was called Decoration Day, and it grew out of a desire to remember Civil War dead. And Iowa, per capita, sent more soldiers to fight in the Civil War than any other state. So in a small town in Iowa in 1876, the wounds of this war are still going to be very fresh. Everyone has been touched by them. So we recreate a small town ceremony from that era. We have used actual speeches that we found from that time. So there's some very short speeches and some music of the period, and we invite visitors to lay flowers on the graves in our cemetery, which are not real graves, they're replicas, but they can really immerse themselves in that effort to honor, remember the people who gave everything in that effort to keep the Union.
Why is it so important to take a step back in time and remember that era?
I think it's easy for people to lose touch with how things began. Of course, anybody who remembered the Civil War firsthand is long gone, but it's very important for us to understand how much people gave, and not just the soldiers who went to fight, but the families who sacrificed and who lost their loved ones. And so these ceremonies that were called Decoration Day were very much about that memory. And Memorial Day has changed, has evolved, has become something else. But we think it's very important to remember its roots and to honor those veterans.
And what else are we doing? We're doing a baseball game, correct?
Yes, we're going to close the day at 3:30. There'll be a historic baseball demonstration on the front lawn. Now, this is free. You don't have to buy admission to the museum to come see baseball. We'll do a demonstration of a game played by 1876 rules. Visitors are welcome, are encouraged to pick up the bat and try it. And if we get enough of them, then we can actually play a few innings.
So how is it different than the way baseball was played today?
So a very different ball, much softer ball. So they played without gloves. They also could catch a ball on a bounce and have it be an out. And then there are some rules that are related to it being what they call the gentleman's game. So there was no cussing, no spitting. The pitcher was called the hurler, and the batter was called the striker. And if the hurler were to hit the striker with the ball, there were no walks. They didn't take a base. But the rules stated that the hurler then had to apologize to the striker.
I like that, and you enforce those rules.
What we do, and let me tell you, even though it's a gentleman's game, trash talk abounds.
Of course, as it always does among all ages, right? And we're encouraged to bring kids as well, correct?
Absolutely, the whole day, very, very family friendly.
Perfect, Elizabeth. Thanks so much. Lots happening at Living History Farms. As always, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.